What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today's video we're actually going to go from downtown Los Angeles down to Irvine. It's about an hour drive in morning rush hour traffic. So we're going to see how Autopilot does with the latest update in today's morning rush hour drive down to Irvine. Let's get into the video. All right, so it's super bright out. I guess the sun is shining today and there's clouds all over and it's a pretty cloudy day. You can't even see the mountains right now. So it's definitely cloudy, maybe even smoggy just a little bit, or probably smog. So the sun is just like refracting light across the sky. So it's pretty bright today. And of course I forgot my sunglasses in the GTR, so I don't have them with me today to put them on. We're going about 60 miles an hour on a cruise control speed setting of 60, so I'm going to increase that to about 70. We have to get into the right lane because that's how we get into the I-5 South. So Autopilot hasn't necessarily, or maybe I haven't noticed that it's made the auto lane change recommendation yet. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the right ticker, the right lane change, and it went into the lane pretty easily. Increasing speed to about 70 miles an hour. Definitely still really bright. This next area is going to be pretty interesting because the highway roads are really shiny, so the light is going to maybe reflect back into the camera or into the Tesla cameras. So we'll see how Autopilot does in this next area. We're going about 62 miles an hour now. This is where we're going to get onto the next highway interchange. Auto lane change recommended that we go into the right lane, so I just gave it the confirmation and we made the right lane change. But also this car in front of us also made that right lane change, so it slowed down just a little bit. This truck right here on the right wants to get into our lane now, so it's going to just go ahead and go into it. It's a big ass truck. Hopefully it can increase a little bit of speed so we don't slow down too much. There was a little bit of braking from the Tesla Autopilot system. Now there's no cars in front of us, so we should be cruising pretty easily. So yeah, the conditions are pretty bright, definitely cloudy / smoggy, 64 degrees, but definitely a really bright day for the conditions in Los Angeles today. Thanks for watching another video, guys. If you're new here, my name is Dennis. I have a Tesla Model 3 and a Nissan GTR, and I make videos about my experience. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. A little bit of braking here. Tesla now recommends that we go into the left lane using the auto lane change. So let's go ahead and give it that. It seems like the lanes are pretty clear. There's a couple trucks in front of us. There's a truck all the way up there. But there's some cars on our left that are going a lot faster than we are. So I can't imagine Tesla's not going to want to go into this left lane as well. And there it is. Tesla wants to get into the left lane, but there's a good amount of cars right here on the left side. So we're probably not going to give it that confirmation just yet because it would just get stuck in this lane, kind of hesitating back and forth. The cars on our left are still passing us pretty quickly. We're going about 54 miles an hour, but those cars are probably going 60 to 65 miles an hour. A little bit of braking here. The cars in front of us braked, and then there was also a bridge overpass that also we went under, so that's probably where Tesla freaked out a little bit. Tesla's still kind of hesitating a little bit, even though we are not doing anything. It's just pacing the car in front of us. These cars on our left are finally passing us, and it looks like we should have a gap, so let's go ahead and give it that auto lane change confirmation. And it did it pretty easily. Definitely a pretty bumpy highway in this section of the highway. Tesla wants to get into the left lane again, so let's go ahead and give it that confirmation. And it auto lane changed pretty easily. Going about 64 miles an hour now. Cruise control speed setting is still set to 72, so let's go ahead and bump that up to 75. Auto lane change wants to get into the left lane again. There is a car right there, it's pretty close, but auto lane change was pretty aggressive, but the Tesla was pretty aggressive, and it went into the left lane. Going about 75 miles an hour. Not too much traffic right now in this area. Pretty smooth sailing. In terms of what version this is 2021.4.12. I haven't got an update or a notice to download the newest update just yet, but I have seen that there are updates or newer updates that are available that some other people are getting, but it hasn't given me the notification to update it just yet. I also still haven't seen the request full self-driving button, even though I've been switching the software update preference from standard to advanced, which is like a trick if you want to try and download the newest update, but I haven't got the notification yet. And I also haven't gotten the button to request the full self-driving, which I'm probably on the verge of almost selling this car because the new Cybertruck is probably rumored to come out this year as early as June. So it would be kind of sad if I've paid for full self-driving this whole time and I won't get to experience necessarily the newest beta, and I've only experienced some of the older full self-driving features and not the newest beta that is out now that a handful of people have been able to experience. So these cars in front of us are accelerating pretty quickly, and Tesla is taking its time to accelerate up to the cruise control speed setting. It went from 65 to now 75, and we're capping out about 79 to my setting. That's the one thing with Tesla. It used to accelerate pretty quickly to close these gaps in front of us when the cars would accelerate pretty quickly away, or when they would accelerate and open this gap. But now with these latest updates, it starts to increase speed pretty slowly. It doesn't want to be as aggressive because in some of the older versions, it would get caught in these situations where it would need to brake rapidly as well. So now we're going about 79 miles an hour, and there's a pretty decent gap, but it's closing it pretty slowly. Really no traffic in front of us. All these cars are moving pretty easily. Tesla once again out of the left lane because it detects it as the passing lane. So it made the recommendation to go to the right, but then it quickly canceled it right after. So now it wants to do it again. So let's go ahead and give it the confirmation. And it did it pretty easily. Tesla now wants to get into the left lane, but it looks like it just canceled it pretty quickly right after. So I'm just gonna stay in this lane now. A little bit of braking, so now Tesla wants to go ahead and get into the left lane again. Give it that confirmation, and pretty quickly there, it decided to go into the left lane and execute the lane change. Going about 68 miles an hour, and now we are about to enter into the construction area zone of this morning's drive that I pass pretty much every morning when I take this drive. It's a super bright day, so we'll see how Tesla Autopilot handles this area. But the sun is just kind of facing directly at the cameras, or it's creating this like soft box of light because it's pretty cloudy today. So we'll see how Autopilot is able to navigate these lanes. The car is, I washed it about 2 weeks ago, so the cameras should be pretty clean, but they could be kind of dusty. So we'll see how Autopilot can handle these lanes, these construction area lanes in this area. A little bit of braking because these cars in front of us are braking as well. Looks like there's a little bit of slowdown into or right before this construction area zone. All right, so we're now entering the construction area zone. It's a 4-lane highway construction area zone, and I'm in the all the way left lane. You can see the lanes are pretty hard to, I guess, decipher or to see. There's lanes or lines going all over the place. Tesla is braking a little bit. It just threw on the nag timer because it wanted me to touch the steering wheel. That truck was a little bit scary. It was like kind of going to the left lane. I guess he probably can't see as well. And Tesla braked at that last second. It almost looked like we were gonna hit it, but I knew that the truck would kind of stay in that lane. We're behind the truck anyway, so we wouldn't hit it too bad. Or we weren't gonna be close enough to hit it. Going about 64 miles an hour now, just following this truck in front of us. It's handling it pretty well. Just that one area was pretty scary because that truck was gonna get into our lane. Some of the lanes are going to the right now, but Tesla's just following this truck in front of us. There's concrete barriers on the left side. It's probably just following that as well. It just hit the nag timer again because it's still probably having a little bit of issue in this area. Increasing speed now to 72 miles an hour. We're still kind of following these lanes pretty easily. There's a little bit of jiggle in the lane from left to right, but it's doing this pretty well. Now we're gonna bank to the right a little bit, and then there's gonna be a bang to the left, kind of hugging the right side of the lane there. But yeah, not too bad. Not too many issues there besides that truck, which probably caused the Tesla Autopilot system to freak out. Not so much the Tesla Autopilot system to freaking out on its own. But we're now going at 75 miles an hour. It seems like there's not going to be too much traffic. There shouldn't be too much traffic on the rest of the trip down. Let's see how the battery is doing. We left at I think about 87% of the battery because I charged it to about 88 last night. It looks like we're going to arrive with 71% of the battery, which is about 16 percentage point decrease, which is not too bad because considering this is a 45 or 41 mile trip, which should use about 10 to 15% of the battery on the way down, but it is all at highway speed, which would decrease more of the battery going down or use more percentage of the battery. In terms of watt hours, let's see. Yeah, so it's actually did pretty well. 237 watt hours per mile, which is on the lower end of what I usually do. Actually, since this morning, or since we left, 228 watt hours per mile. The average has been about 262 watt hours per hour, so this drive has been a little bit more efficient. Now Tesla is kind of like freaking out right here. Wants to get into this right lane, so we just kind of cut off this Accord actually. Now the Accord's gonna go on the left as Tesla wanted to get out of the passing lane really badly, so I finally gave it that confirmation and we were able to get into the right lane. So yeah, this is where I'm gonna go ahead and end it, guys. Thanks for watching another video, and please comment below if you have any questions on the Tesla Autopilot system or full self-driving, or comment below on how your experiences with this new Tesla Autopilot update. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.